Well, there is a woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German.
Okay.
And really what she did is prove that my family came here legal.
Daytime TV has always been known for its share of drama, but every so often, a moment comes along that has everyone talking, and this one was definitely one of those. What began as a debate on immigration policies between conservative commentator Tomi Lahren and The View co-host Sunny Hostin quickly escalated into an all-out fiery clash about ancestry, hypocrisy, and what it really means to be an American.
The idea that immigrants come over here and they don't know anything and they're dragging us down, because we all come from immigrants, including you, Tomi Lahren.
She talks about low skills. What exactly are her skills?
Her second great-grandmother had been here for 10 years, yet spoke no English. Oh my gosh. 1930 census says Tommy's 3 times great-grandmother had been here for 41 years and still spoke German. She didn't speak English.
Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest Hollywood drama, sizzling hot takes, and all the juicy debates that are making waves across the internet. Now, let's set the stage. Tomi Lahren is no stranger to stirring the pot with her unapologetic views on immigration. A staunch advocate for a merit-based immigration system, she fiercely defends legal immigration and pushes for comprehensive immigration reform. Her bold stances have made her a polarizing figure, constantly challenging the status quo. On the other side, Sunny Hostin has made it clear that her approach to immigration is all about compassion. She advocates for empathy and consistently challenges conservative narratives on the issue. It was only a matter of time before these two strong personalities clashed, and the fuse was lit when Hostin, channeling her inner genealogist, brought up Lahren's family history. Hostin pointed out that Lahren's ancestors, who immigrated from Norway and Germany in the 1800s, didn't even speak English when they first settled in the US. By highlighting this, she implied that Lahren's stance on modern immigration contradicted her own family's immigrant experience, calling out what she saw as hypocrisy in Lahren's argument.
Well, there is a woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German.
Okay.
And really what she did is prove that my family came here legally.
What started as a potential for a measured, thoughtful discussion quickly spiraled into an emotionally charged, high-stakes showdown. Lahren wasn't about to back down. Instead, she leaned into the personal jab, using it as a springboard to double down on her beliefs. "My ancestors followed the legal process," she said, emphasizing that they built their lives without government assistance. A key distinction in her mind between the past and present. This moment marked a turning point. Host's decision to delve into Lahren's family history shifted the conversation from policy to something much more personal. While some applauded Host's attempt to expose what they saw as hypocrisy, others felt it was a low blow that diverted attention from the real issue at hand: how to address today's immigration challenges.
And for them to go that deep in your background, you have gotten under their skin to a level I didn't think was possible. What is it about you that bothers them so much?
Well, it's not just me, it's anybody who advocates for merit-based immigration or has an issue with open borders. And again, just like you said, they don't seem to understand that we on the right believe in immigration.
The debate took a sharp turn into a complex discussion about whether today's immigration policies can truly be compared to those of the 1800s. At first glance, it seems like a fair comparison. Both in the past and present, people have come to America in search of a better life. However, as Len pointed out, the immigration landscape of the 1800s was vastly different, largely unregulated, with land available for settlement and minimal restrictions. Today's immigration system, on the other hand, is a tangled web of laws, security concerns, and social welfare programs, making it a far more complicated issue than a simple apples-to-apples comparison. For Hostin, the focus on assimilation was crucial. She emphasized that cultural integration has always been a slow, gradual process, one that takes time and effort. But for Len, the The real issue was that her family followed the rules and contributed without expecting handouts, a key distinction in today's contentious immigration debate. This divide highlights a much deeper rift in how Americans view immigration, shaped by history, identity, and political ideology.
I do believe that the immigration crisis of today is apples to oranges from what it was in the 1800s, when immigrants came to this country legally, were documented, worked for themselves, asked for nothing, and built a life and a family. That has nothing to do with the illegal immigration crisis of today that we must deal with.
But don't be fooled. This wasn't just a debate about policies. Hostin's personal jab turned the conversation into something far more intense and divisive. She wasn't merely challenging Lauren's ideas, she was questioning her integrity, even delving into her family history to make a political point. It was bold, but it crossed a line. However, Len wasn't rattled. She flipped the script, turning the moment into a joke about Hostin's genealogical skills, using the opportunity to rally her supporters while keeping her cool under pressure. The fallout was swift, with social media buzzing on both sides. Some saw Hostin's genealogy deep dive as a clever tactic to expose hypocrisy, while others viewed it as a desperate attempt to discredit Len. Meanwhile, The View found itself stuck in the middle. Hostin's stance resonated with viewers who agreed with her, but it also raised questions about the tone of the show. Debates on the panel are often fiery, but turning someone's family tree into a battleground, that felt like crossing the line from policy to personal.
I lost my job at a conservative network because I said I was pro-choice. That's a big no-no. There, it was a big no-no. You know, I offended the community. I went on The View and I said just a point that a feeling that I've had for a long time. I'm very limited government. Like, that's just me. I'm not pro-abortion. I'm just very limited government. That's my perspective on a lot of things. And I lost my job at a conservative network for that.
How did you know you lost your job? Like, what did that look like? So you go on The View, you say this, and then what happened?
Then they told me, don't come back on Monday to do your show. You're suspended indefinitely. That's how it was.
Were you shocked? Were you like, oh, this makes sense?
No, I was shocked. And that's why the lawsuit ensued. I have a view that some conservatives still to this day take a real issue with, and they tell me I'm not a real conservative or this or that. It's on both sides.
As the dust settled, the conversation shifted back to the core issue, immigration policy. Lauren made it clear that her position wasn't about rejecting immigrants, but about enforcing the rules. She emphasized that there's a distinct difference between legal immigrants who follow the system and those who cross the border illegally, a nuance that often gets lost in the heat of political debates. Whether or not you agree with her, her ability to stay composed and clearly articulate her point under fire demonstrates why she's such a skilled debater. For Hostin, defending her decision to bring up Lauren's ancestry, she framed it as an effort to highlight the complexities of immigration. However, by making it personal, she unintentionally handed Lauren a victory, turning what was meant as an attack into a rallying cry for Lauren's supporters. It also forced the audience to confront the uncomfortable truth. When the lines between policy and personal attacks blur, it becomes more difficult to find common ground. At the heart of this debate lies a larger cultural and political divide. On one side, there are those who view immigration as a cornerstone of America's identity, advocating for a compassionate approach. On the other, there are those who push for strict enforcement and a merit-based system rooted in self-reliance. But here's the irony. Both sides likely agree on more than they realize. Both Lauren and Hostin value the contributions immigrants have made to America. Both recognize the importance of assimilation, and in their own ways, both believe they are fighting for what's best for the country. However, in the heat of the moment, those commonalities often get buried beneath the drama of live TV.
Provide them with DNA, 23andMe, because I cannot believe the detail on your background that they were able to get.
Well, I don't have to. She did all the research for me, so I'm sure my family is very appreciative.
What about Joy saying, though, what are your skills? It's beyond research. It is personal. It is mean.
Well, of course, this is classical Joy Behar, but I would like to ask Joy Behar what her skills are, because perhaps we could swap stories. I know I watch Joy, and she seems like a highly skilled lady, but for her to attack me, that's really interesting. Those in glass houses should not throw stones.
In the end, this wasn't just a disagreement over policy. It was a reflection of how personal politics have become. When debates shift from discussing ideas to attacking individuals, everything feels more charged and more personal. Whether you're Team Lauren or Team Hostin, one thing's certain, this debate is far from over. If anything, it shows that daytime TV still has the power to spark conversations and make us question what's truly at stake. So, what do you think? Is it fair game to bring someone's personal history into political debates? Or did this go too far? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Peace.